Welcome to another broadcast of the Lorain County Commissioners' General Meeting. Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Thursday mornings at 9:30 at the Lorain County Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings, and as always, you are invited to attend.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Who gets the dog today?
That would be me.
That's you? Okay. Welcome to the March 15th meeting of the Board of Commissioners. Our quote for today, because it's St. Patty's Day, an Irish saying, "A best friend is like a four-leaf clover, hard to find and lucky to have."
Love it.
Here's another best friend for you.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Today we have a little picture. Can you hear me? About 2 years old, female? Male. Very cute, very sweet. Makes somebody a very nice pet.
No microphone.
It is?
Can you hear me okay, though?
I can hear
Turn on
it.
the bottom.
It's not on? Sure sounded like it.
They took the batteries out, huh?
You're just loud, okay.
Look at their ears.
Dead batteries.
Broke. That's all right. We'll just come down to our Lorain County Dog Kennel and pick out a very nice pet for your family. We have lots to choose from. I was just there last Saturday, and I could have taken about 3 of them home. So if you want to come out and pick up a pet for your family.
Madam Clerk?
We have an annexation today. The decision on expedited one annexation of approximately 70.658 acres in Pittsfield Township to the city of Elyria. Agent Blevins represents Daryl and Doris Hendricks, which are the petitioners. This petition was received on February 20th. Letters were issued to Mark Stewart, County Auditor, and Engineer, asking for review and accuracy. February 28th, Lorain County Auditor certified the filing. March 7th, the engineer submitted a letter after review of the description and map of the proposed annexation, which is the original Lot 26 of Pittsfield Township to the city of Oberlin. The description and map are accurate. The map shows hatching on the center line of State Route 58 south of the principal place of beginning, indicating the incorporation line between Pittsfield Township and the city of Oberlin. This is not correct, as both sides of State Route 58 along the east line of the subject parcel are in Pittsfield Township. The Oberlin Corporation line is along the center line of State Route 58 north of this parcel. They recommend that the annexation stop at the west right-of-way line of State Route 58, such that this section of State Route 58 remain in Pittsfield Township in accordance with the Commissioner's resolution. The proposed parcel of land is adjacent and contiguous to the city of Oberlin, and Attorney Blevins was going to submit an amended, corrected map.
Yes. Good morning. My name is Paul Blevins. I'm the agent for the petitioners. The petitioners are Darrell and Doris Hendricks. They've owned this land for many decades out on State Route 58. And just to correct one thing Teresa said, I think she misspoke and said it was going into the city of Elyria. It's going into the city of Oberlin, from Pittsfield to the city of Oberlin. It's expedited because it's pursuant to an annexation agreement that was agreed to by the township and the city in October of last year, as has the prior annexations. And I've spoken with Bill Holtzman about how to proceed with this, as well as with Jerry. The county commissioners have the ability under the statute to amend the boundaries of the annexation, so long as it doesn't increase the size, and as long as the petitioners are in agreement. And the petitioners are in agreement and will consent to a change to the boundary to not include the right-of-way, so that all of the roadway will be remain in the township of Pittsfield. That way there won't be any problems with snow plowing or road maintenance. So we would, and I have a map that's going to arrive here shortly. We could draw a line through the map, but I think we'd be better served with a nice clean map to be a part of the permanent record. So we would ask the commissioners to approve the annexation, not including the right-of-way, just that slight portion of land, but including the other 70 acres.
Wonderful. Thank you, Paul. Anyone else have any questions or comments on the annexation?
Mr. Commissioner, I just want to confirm with the engineer's office that they do wish to have the right-of-way deleted.
We do because the commissioners have passed a resolution to eliminate the split jurisdictions on the center of the road. We want to keep the entire right-of-way in Pittsfield since the east side is Pittsfield. So that's
Okay.
what we recommend.
Okay,
Well,
wonderful.
Then before we vote on it, Commissioners, we would have to have a motion amending the petition to amend the boundaries to delete that right-of-way.
Great. Well, I will, thank you, Mr. Blevins. I will move to approve the annexation with the amended line drawn through it to make the road not a split road.
Second. Is that sufficient?
Well, why don't we do it this way?
Motion to
Let's
amend
let's first move to amend the petition to delete the right-of-way.
Okay, do that first?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
make a motion to do that.
All right, we'll make a motion to amend the annexation. Oh, okay. I'll withdraw my first motion.
Second.
All right, now go for this next
Well,
one.
okay, we need a
All right,
vote.
Motion to amend.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Now I
Make
can
your
start
motion.
my, all right, thanks, Jerry. I'd like to make a motion to amend the annexation agreement per the engineer's office.
Second.
Anything further? Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Okay, now I'll make my motion to approve the annexation as amended.
That's correct.
Yes.
And that would be on the basis that all the requirements for an expedited annexation have been met.
Okay.
And we'll detail those specifically in the
record.
formal resolution.
Okay.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Approved. You want to go to Jerry Dolan?
Yeah, 9:40.
Okay, Jerry.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning, Jerry. Welcome.
I'm really happy to be here. Jim did a little coaxing, and I thought, what am I going to say? But now that I'm up here, there are so many good things to say about Golden Acres, Lorain County Nursing Home, our best-kept secret. And I need to get to the very beginning. I want to today give you an update with regards to a very successful year that we had for 2006. My presentation is going to include financial information about Golden Acres and also a customer satisfaction survey, which is very important, and some plans we have for 2007. Okay? First of all, it's been about 25 years since Golden Acres got a brand new sign, and our sign says what we're about. We're a skilled nursing facility, we have rehabilitation, and we have a beautiful 20-bed secure Alzheimer's unit. Anyone that would like to inquire about admissions, how you place your loved one at Golden Acres, you can call our social worker at these numbers.
Thank you.
Talking about finances a little bit. Our net operating income for the year ending 2006 was $215,000. This was a shift in previous year from $1.5 million. At this time, Golden Acres, I'm pleased to say, is financially self-sustaining, and I hope that trend continues many years to come. The reasons for our success, we believe, first of all, the Medicare certification. That has allowed us to take skilled patients requiring skilled nursing care and/or rehabilitation and keep our residents in the home. Previous, they would have to go somewhere else, get their skilled time, and many times stay in another nursing home and not return to Golden Acres. By getting our Medicare certification, we've been able to increase our revenue by 64%. We have also had an increase in our average daily census by 30% from previous years. Reduction in labor costs by 11%. Overall management of expenses only increased by 5% as our occupancy has increased significantly. And we are at about 95% occupancy and have been for some time. Maintaining our good reputation by providing quality care, customer service, and reaching out to the community, which I think we do in many ways. We do have a Meals on Wheels. We prepared over 4,000 meals last year for the community. of Amherst Township. And if you'd like information on how to go about getting Meals on Wheels, you can call Golden Acres or the Senior Center in Amherst Township. Next thing I want to brag about a little bit, a lot, is the Department of Aging conducted a survey for all long-term care facilities in Ohio. And when I was getting this information, Golden Acres, a couple questions that were asked, would you recommend your facility to others? We scored a 95.6% and a state average of 90%. Overall, do you like the facility? Golden Acres received 95.7 and the state average was 91. These are some of the highest marks in Ohio, and I'm pleased to say. It's very hard to see this graph, but there were 13 domains, which included close to 60 questions, which our family members answered about our facility. These high scores attest to the dedication of our staff to the residents of Golden Acres. We did receive letters of congratulations from Sue Morano, state senator for the 13th district. She's been a nurse for over 25 years, and her letter was very nice, and she certainly understands the challenges that long-term care faces. And for more comparative information, so you can compare Golden Acres to other homes, you can go to www.ltcohio.org. You will find our survey results, our staffing ratios, and everything you need to know about Golden Acres and our care. Going back to the previous survey, some of the areas of the domain, and I'm sorry about that, there were 13 areas, and we scored over 90% in 5 of those areas. And we had an overall score of 89.8%. This survey was sent out to over 1,000 nursing homes in Ohio, and that provide care for over 80,000 residents. Only 328 facilities receive scores above the state average of 86.6%. I did a little research, and of the 15 facilities in Lorain County, only 7 were above the state average. And Golden Acres average was 89.8. So I think we're in a very elite group of nursing centers that provide quality care. It's all about the care, as Jim will say. Golden Acres delivers good care. We have a very good reputation for doing that. We'd like to keep our patients busy. We have a very diversified activity program. I've brought Cheryl with me, and Cheryl is our activities director, and she plans and provides our residents with a diverse amount of activities. So, Cheryl, would you like to talk about some of the things that you coordinate for us?
Can you use that?
Yeah, I'll do
Right
that.
now, we do a lot of community outreach, and we do a lot of field trips. And these 2 slides that you see here was a visit to the Lorain County Fair, where we loaded a bus up, had numerous volunteers, where we had one-on-one ratio, resident and a volunteer, and went through the Lorain County Fair, which was an all-day excursion. Because we had so many residents that wanted to go to the fair, we ended up going to the fair 3 days that week. So you can see that it was a lot of fun. We have, next slide. We also bring people from the outside in. This was Outback Ray, and he came from the far east side of Cleveland and brought 15 exotic animals. An alligator, as you can see, is one. He had a boa constrictor, which was another. He had a chinchilla and some other various animals. He would take them, each one of them were in their separate cages, and he'd take them out and wander through the audience. All the residents had an opportunity to hold or pet the ones that they were able to do. For this particular program, I even did a flyer and mailed it out to the families, and we had an audience of about 60 people that attended this program. Here we have carpentry project and a cooking class. So I try to do activities that go along with the population. We have many activities that we strictly include the men for their interests, and then we have activities which we bring in the ladies for their interests. 3 components that the residents have that go into any nursing home is helplessness, loneliness, and boredom. And we strive very very strongly, my staff and I, on making sure that all of the residents' individual interests are touched so that their time in the nursing home is basically as close to their time prior to when they got sick. Here we have intergenerational programs. The top slide is a slide of a Spanish program. We have some Spanish residents, so we strictly have people that come in that speak Spanish, and we have a small group of Spanish people. And then down on the bottom is from a local middle school, and we have various choirs that come in and sing. So intergenerational, children, pets, and plants are three of the big outside things that they had in their lives when prior to becoming ill that we try to strive in the nursing home.
Thank you, Cheryl. Sure. And Cheryl just does a marvelous job, and always recruiting volunteers to help us out with our residents and some of our programs that we have planned. Projects planned for 2007. We are working on a sensory stimulation center or room. And this will be a room located on our first floor. And the purpose of that is people that have dementia or related dementias, even Alzheimer's as well. This will stimulate taste, sight, sound without the need for a structured environment. This is a room that has many lights, aromatherapy, comfortable furniture, nice music. It provides quality leisure and relaxation for all of our residents. Anyone can use the room. And we like spaces for our residents. Everything doesn't have to be an office. It's their home. So we are looking very forward to that, which will be completed probably within the next month. And our maintenance men do all of our work, and they do a fine job. And just a And the other thing that we would like to do for 2007, and this comes from Mr. Cortez as well, is to enhance the grounds to facilitate resident and family interactions. As you know, we sit on over 20 acres out there. It's an absolutely beautiful site, and I don't think we've taken the time to develop the outside back exterior of the nursing home. So we would like to add a covered deck or patio that will include some picnic tables, some grills, and some gaming area for our residents and families so that they can spend quality time together. We'd also like to construct a greenhouse. Our residents do a lot of planting, and they enjoy that a lot. And Cheryl is big on pets, as I am, and pet therapy barn. We would like to pursue that. We do have a pet rabbit in the facility now. We have a lot of pets coming in. Cheryl's about ready to adopt that little dog and bring it to the nursing home.
You can get more dogs at the animal shelter.
Yes. Lastly, this is a cartoon that I found the other day that fell out of the desk. It came from my predecessor, and this is the way I feel some days. I think every administrator probably spends a lot of long hours and a lot of juggling trying to meet the needs of the residents. Lastly, I want to share a letter that makes it all worth it for all of our staff who are very committed. And it's a letter from and I get many, many letters, and they're very nice, so I'd like to read it. Dear staff members, on behalf of my family, I want to extend our appreciation for the special care that you have given my husband, Carl Mose, during his tenure at Golden Acres. The employees not only do their job, but they extend themselves to go beyond what is expected. The medical journey has shown us that your facility has many caring, compassionate, and wonderful people. There have been times when I have been frustrated dealing with this chapter in our lives, but your staff has shown me the way. You not only care for the residents at Golden Acres, but you comfort and educate the family members of the patients, and that is a big asset for us. Your jobs are not easy, but seldom does anyone complain. You are not only giving good care, but you are giving love and affection to people who are in need. Many of us only come forward when we have a complaint, but your staff members need to be told how much your efforts are appreciated. Unfortunately, we are remiss many times in expressing our appreciation. In summary, your employees hold a special place in our hearts and minds, and we thank you all for your care, kindness, and thoughtfulness to my husband, Carl. Sincerely, Esther Mose. Again, this is one of many letters that we get, and it really makes our day, and the rewards and long-term care of many. And with that, I would like to close and thank you for the opportunity to share the successes of Golden Acres. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. You guys do a wonderful job.
Just one quick question.
Yes.
Do you guys have a fish aquarium in the building anywhere?
Not currently.
I think, I mean, when you're talking about not just pets, but soothing environments, like the
Yes,
room that you're
absolutely.
trying to,
That
I
might
think.
be very nice.
I think a couple fish aquariums would be a nice thing for them.
I agree. Thank you.
Now, let's see if we get some donated.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, I would just like to make a statement that there are no general fund monies involved in the operation of Golden Acres.
You're right.
Okay.
And we used to run in the black, I mean, in the red, and now we're running in the black, so
Yeah,
that's a good
I
thing,
know
too.
I know we're pressed for time this morning, but I need to point out that this is the first positive year that we've had in Golden Acres in probably about 4. And the tide has turned, and the home is now on the uptick so that we can do projects. And Jerry and I talk extensively about things that are needed at the home, and she's done a wonderful job out there in turning things around and taking on suggestions, and I'm sure that fish tank will be there tonight. I just can't tell you enough how pleased I am to have Jerry here and have the home back where it needs to be, because if you recall, we had small discussions about potentially closing the home because it was losing so much money and we were having so many problems, and we didn't think we had a long time to go. And when Jerry came on board, I pretty much gave her the marching orders of, you're fighting for your job, so you have to turn it around. And so it's really nice to be able to report a small profit. Obviously, we should make a big one, but we need to make some so we can make some much-needed improvements out there. So, good job, Jerry.
Thank you very much.
Teresa?
Emmanuel D. Lone, Lab Manager.
Hey, good morning.
One.
I'm Emmanuel De Leon. I manage the Forensics Crime Lab for the county. I just want to tell you about myself and how I got into this position. I graduated from Baldwin Wallace College with a degree in biology and chemistry.
Excuse me, Manuel, can you put the, there you go, so you're speaking into it.
Thank you. I graduated from Baldwin Wallace College with a degree in biology and chemistry. I'm a registered medical technologist and currently a member of the International Association of Forensic Toxicologists. The Forensics and Crime Lab were consolidated under one roof a year ago with the help of the Lorain County Adult Probation Department, the Commissioner's Office, as well as the Prosecutor's Office. I had an overwhelming support with this project, and I'm proud to say, to report the progress that we have done so far from actually last March. Combining these two areas of the laboratory made sense and also had given us the ability to extend the type of services we can offer to the county. Some of those services we are offering currently are urine drug test screens, not only for the probationers, but also for Lorain County Children's Services and other Lorain County drug courts. We also provide pre-employment drug test screens. The laboratory is also certified by the state of Ohio to perform legal blood and urine alcohol for local police departments. Currently, there are only 2 legal alcohol permit holders for the whole county, and those 2 people are employed by the county and are staffed in our laboratory. Number 4, the AFIS, the Automated Palm and Fingerprint Identification System. Since we moved the fingerprint section of the laboratory under one roof, which is now currently located in the basement of the Lorain County Courthouse with us, we have more than 40,000 captured print impressions on our database. Latent fingerprint processing is also being done in our laboratory. GCMS, which stands for gas chromatography, mass spectrometer. A lot of people hate to say it and define this, but I will just simply say GCMS. This is the instrument that was purchased by the Commissioner's Office last quarter of last year. And this really help us allow us to extend this service not only for the local police departments, law enforcement agencies, but also help a lot in doing forensic investigation. These are the instruments used to identify controlled substances, widely proclaimed as a gold standard for forensic substance identification due to its specificity and therefore admissible in court. And lastly, one of the services that we have provided and available in the laboratory is the breathalyzer. It's an analyzer used to measure blood alcohol content from breath sample because it is a quick, reliable, and state-approved. Since the laboratory was moved to the Lorain County Courthouse, in the basement of the courthouse, and for most of you maybe have not realized that the laboratory where it's located right now used to be the sheriff's holding cell. And I would like to share some pictures because the Commissioner's Office certainly did a good job renovating this used to be sheriff's holding cell and convert it to a laboratory. I would like to invite the Commissioner's Office and the Commissioners to one day visit the laboratory so that you can see what the Commissioner's Office had done to the laboratory where we're at right now. This instrument, just want to show you what are available, what have we done to accomplish these services that are currently being offered. The AXIM instrument is the immunoassay analyzer that we use for urine drug test screen, including the legal blood alcohol and urine alcohol. 2 of the legal alcohol permit holders in the laboratory, including myself, given certified as the laboratory director by the Ohio Department of Health to be responsible for performing legal blood and urine alcohol for law enforcement agencies. And those certificates are issued to us every year, and we have to renew it every year. The other certificate is one of my laboratory techs that is also certified. I just want to let you know that the 3rd applicant will be approved soon in the next 2 weeks. This is the APHIS, which is the automated palm and fingerprint identification system, which is, as I have mentioned, was moved to the laboratory from Elyria PD. This is the GCMS. It essentially made a big difference once we got these instruments because it really expanded and extended our service to law enforcement agencies. As you can see, the GCMS, you can pretty much almost see the dimension of the laboratory, and I can assure you that you can't recognize the laboratory now if some of you have been to the sheriff's holding cell. It's just a complete extreme makeover, to say the least. Other side of the laboratory's view, and obviously the breathalyzer, workstation, the refrigerator, and the freezers where we used to keep and secure evidentiary samples for urine and blood. The fume hood is very important for us in making and preparing those samples because we use several chemicals. So therefore, it is very important for us and critical for us to do our job. These are the objectives of the laboratory when I first started here, and this is my 3rd year working for the county. The crime lab has a unique position in the criminal justice system. It is highly exalted by one party and yet severely criticized by another party. Forensic analysis is increasingly important in the criminal and civil prosecutions. Coordination, communication, and support is vital to the success of our laboratory. Our objectives that had been accomplished and what we have done is to salvage the resources available from the old crime lab. We were able to use those resources. We saved the glasswares. We saved those devices and books previously stored in the old, closed stepping stone building, and these items are now stored, secured in the evidence storage room located on the 3rd floor of the courthouse. It was also a lot of work that we did for moving all of those materials, and now organized on the 3rd floor of the courthouse. Number 2, effectively reduce cost by combining the operation of laboratories. By consolidating laboratories under one roof, we can effectively operate the laboratory under one management, one salary. Utilization of supplies is cost effective. Cross-training of personnel is ideal. I can cross-train one laboratory tech, one forensic analyst to do the other person's job, so that we are able to cover their responsibilities during their absence. We try to establish, and we establish partnership between county departments, the commissioners, the prosecutors, and as well as adult probation department. Resources and the support from these departments makes the laboratory play a supporting role in forensic investigation efficient and effective. It is also economically saving the county law enforcement agencies, such as the Lorain County Sheriff's, Elyria PD, and Lorain PD, just to give you an example, because officers take controlled substances to BCI in Richfield for many years. They spend at least 3 hours every time they go to Richfield for drug analysis. BCI also takes from 2 to 6 weeks for the results. Taking these substances to our laboratory for identification will save them time and money. The anticipated turnaround time for our laboratory should be up to 5 working days or even sooner compared to BCI's turnaround time. Speedy prosecution through fingerprint, legal blood, urine alcohol testing, and drug analysis using the most efficient means and results in an optimum outcome. I would like again to thank you, the commissioners and all of these departments, for your support and believing in what we can do for the benefit of county residents because of the available instrumentations provided to us to do the job. And finally, my ultimate goal is to be certified as one of the few laboratories approved by the state to perform prohibited drug levels in opposed to impaired levels for OVI, otherwise known as DUI, under Senate Bill 8, which became effective on August 17 of 2006. Currently, there are only 10 certified laboratories, drug laboratories, for the state of Ohio. One of the concerns that law enforcement agencies had discussed with me was that other counties, including Cuyahoga County, can't help us out to perform laboratory tests on urine specimen and blood specimen because they are also overwhelmed with those cases. So what's happening is that the law enforcement agencies or officers are taking these samples either to Summit County or to BCI, and it takes them a long time. Not to mention, obviously, the time that they spend to travel to those places. So my goal is to be certified by the state. It will take me some time to develop the methods, and those tests will be done on our GCMS. I just want to add that when we purchased the GCMS, it didn't come with methods on how to identify this drug. So therefore, it is my responsibility to develop the methods on how we can identify those drugs within the urine or blood. And it really helped me to develop these methods with the support of your office. And I would like to thank you again.
I have a question.
Yes.
Right here.
Is this a free service to the police departments in the area, or are you charging for services?
We don't charge for the law enforcement agencies because we use the crime levy fund. They also don't, the BCI also don't charge them for taking those samples to them. But with my meeting with the prosecutor's office and with Mr. Cordes, certainly helped me understand how we're going to do this, is that there is a House Bill 163 that says that any offender who pled guilty or charged with drug possession will be asked by the court to pay for all of those drug tests done to their offenses. So therefore, I had submitted my proposal, my recommendation to the prosecutor's office that the court will be transferring those funds once they get paid by the offender to the crime lab account. So therefore, the funds will continue to roll for us. In addition to that, any out-of-county law enforcement agencies who will utilize our crime lab will be charged for those testing. And it could be from $200 to $400 per tests. Because we have to consider, I have to consider that it is not only the drug analysis that is important for all of us, but also it will take me time, it will require my time to testify for them. And so therefore, I had 2 counties already called me about this. One, Franklin County, and also Erie County. So I think we are moving forward with this, and I hope.
But right now, we're not generating any revenue from the crime lab other than the
Not
levy.
yet.
Okay.
Let me just also finally mention that the drug lab analysis started this week. We started the operation this Monday, and we have received more than a dozen of evidentiary samples through several local police departments.
Okay. Thank you.
Commissioners, we're staying within the operating budget of the levy monies received. Amy and I have worked closely on that. We wanted to make this report because I had the distinct displeasure of participating in the closing down of the crime lab in the 90s, and we weren't able to produce any services, and now we have a whole new facility over there with the cooperation of the board, and you can see the changes there with the courthouse. The money saved in the community is, as explained to me, is because of having to have custody control of samples, and when the police departments take the samples down to the state lab, they have to drive them down there, they have to stay with them, they have a chain of custody control, and then they got to go pick them up and bring them back. So the applied time is so huge that the cost to the communities is tremendous, and they're going to have a tremendous cost savings now by using the lab here. I also need to point out that 2 of the employees in the crime lab are your employees. We have a great cooperative effort. They work for Emmy over at the crime lab, and it just proves that interagency working agreements and collaborations can work very, very well in county government, because we've had a lot of successes over there, and Emmy's doing a great job at the courthouse.
I just want to add that I went with one of the detectives taking the samples to the BCI in Richfield. It took us about half an hour to drive there, and it took us 2 hours to process those evidences, and then half an hour coming back. So each officer is spending 3 hours of their time just to take those specimens there.
May I ask a question, Shirley R. Johnson Oberlin? Where is further training offered for, say, the new work in drug analysis or other things that come along the pike?
What training?
Where is it offered? Where does one get that kind of training?
Good question. My staff, my forensic analyst, received her bachelor's degree from Youngstown State University. They are also trained and did their internship with Cuyahoga County Coroner's Office. The Ohio Police Training Academy also provide this training. We have a continuing education program provided for my staff.
The continuing education is offered by you or by some outside facility besides the ones you mentioned?
It is provided by outside facilities, sponsored either by the state or it is sponsored by the FBI Academy. In fact,
Thank you.
In fact, I will have an opportunity to be trained at the FBI Academy this coming April for the whole week.
Wonderful. Thank you, Emmy. Nice presentation.
Thank you very much.
Madam Clerk?
Under Resolutions Number 1, Job and Family Services Bills.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Ms. Blair.
Aye.
Investments.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Blair.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Appropriations.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Ms. Blair.
Aye.
Transfers.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Blair.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Advances and repayments.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Ms. Blair.
Aye.
Requisitions.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Blair.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Travel expenses.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Ms. Blair.
Aye.
Bills.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Blair.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Under the Commissioners, authorize various personnel actions as indicated on the summary for employees within jurisdiction of Lorain County Commissioners.
Mr. Cordez?
Very brief executive session. I just want to update you on our ongoing union negotiations. It only take a few minutes. And that's a topic permittable under the Sunshine Law.
Under Community Development, instruct the clerk to advertise notice for second public hearing for fiscal 2007 CHIP grant. Said notice will be published in the Journal on March 16th, and the hearing will be held on March 29th at 10 o'clock.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Blair.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Under Job and Family, instruct the clerk to advertise for various requests for proposals. Summer camp program for TANF eligible children, published in the Journal on March 19th and 26th, and open at 2 p.m. on April 2nd in the Commissioners' Public Hearing Room. Homemaker Home Health Aid Services and Adult Protective Services, published in the Chronicle on March 19th and 26th, open at 2:30 on April 2nd. Prepaid gas cards, published in the Chronicle on March 19th and 26th, and open at 3 p.m. on April 2nd in the Commissioners' Back Conference Room.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Ms. Blair.
Aye.
Under the engineer, accept and journalize the 2006 report on bridges for Lorain County. There are 224 bridges ranging in span from 10 feet to 305 feet. 32 are less than 22 feet wide and 21 are truss bridges. Last year, Cali Road and Gifford Road bridges were completed. Projects for this year are Island Road Bridge 0441 and 0530 south of State Route 82 will be widened to accommodate federal standards for upcoming roadway project in 08. Meadow Road Bridge 0231 north of State Route 303 will have existing steel structure removed and replaced with new galvanized steel beams. Jones Ridge Bridge 0341 west of Pitts Road will have existing truss removed and replaced with new concrete abutment caps and pre-stressed concrete box beam deck. Deck will be resurfaced with asphalt pavement. Engineer's office is currently working on plans to replace in 2008 two large truss bridges on Corey and Pitts Road north of 18. Bridges will be submitted in September of 07 for OPWC funding. Bridges are inspected thoroughly annually, inspected monthly for any needed maintenance work.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Blair.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Cortez, County Administrator.
No comments this morning, thank you.
Mr. Ennis, Assistant County Prosecutor.
Mr. Blevins, do you have that map ready?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, I just want to make sure that gets submitted to the clerk, so that, other than that, I don't have anything, Commissioner.
Thank you, Jerry.
Commissioners report.
I just want to wish everybody a happy St. Patrick's Day on Saturday, and I was with the Lorain policemen yesterday, and they're going to be out there heavy duty, so if you're planning on drinking on St. Patty's Day, don't drive.
Commissioner?
Just a note of information on item number 15 under board correspondence. It's an update on the NACO prescription drug discount program. As of February, there are a total of 2,225 users with an average price savings of $8.99. And just for anybody who might not be aware of that, that prescription drug program is available at no cost, and information is here in the County Administration Office and any of our departments have it. So if anyone needs that, please call. We have cards and we can put you in touch with that. Thank you.
Yeah. quick report. We had NOACA last Friday. I'd like to thank Commissioner Blair. Had a very animated discussion about the Avon interchange and new processes through NOACA, which is very good. And I ended up at the Plain Dealer yesterday with a couple of people who were involved trying to straighten out some of the misconceptions and the quotes that were done. So we had a very nice meeting with the editorial staff there yesterday. Also, I'd like to thank Brian Baker for coming back to town. We had his roast the other day. The 3 commissioners were there. It was very nice. Had my first solid waste policy committee meeting, and we're ready to submit the plan.
Really?
Everything got put onto the plan. So we went forward with that.
So they're not doing
They're
the,
waiting for me.
they're not doing the pay to throw?
Yeah, it's all in there. We
The
got
pay
it
to
going.
throw?
We got it all in there.
Really?
Yes. So, and last night had the opportunity to meet Governor Bill Richardson from New Mexico, was in Cleveland to talk about his upcoming presidential campaign. He's former energy director under the Clinton administration. It was very nice to speak with him and meet him, and he said he may be coming to Lorain County in May. And as soon as we done with this meeting, I have to run to Columbus because I have a commissioners meeting at 1 o'clock, so I will pass it on to anyone else. I'm going to run.
I only have, we need to, I received an annexation yesterday. We just need to receive and journalize an annexation for 16.122 acres from Elyria Township to the city of Elyria. Attorney John Keys Walker and Stephanie Mercado are the agents for John and Claire Vanco and Andy and Marie Pavolanda. And it'll be on the boards to make a decision on the 29th, but I just need you guys to accept it today.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Public comment?
I move the reading be waived.
Second. Take your pick on who you want. We did it at the same
I'm
time.
lost.
You have a public comment, you didn't let me waive the reading.
Okay.
You don't feel good today, Teresa, I'm sorry.
He's trying to help you out.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Okay.
Now you
No
wanna ask for
public comment?
No public comment?
Okay.
Thank you, have a nice St. Patrick's Day.
Do you want to move to adjourn?
No.
Oh, we
Executive
already went
session.
to executive session for
Right.
a second, okay. All right.
Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Thursday mornings at 9:30 at the Lorain County Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings, and as always, you are invited to attend.